Okay, guys, here we are. This is the second day of the show match series between Scan and Gypsy. Just to kind of rehash what's going on here, they are going to play 3 games in each matchup. Gypsy always is Terran. Scan switching all the races. Yesterday, we did have the games against Protoss. Scan as Protoss, Gypsy as Terran. Gypsy was able to take that 2-1. Every game, Scan did carrier builds, which was kind of interesting. The carrier map, Ascension, he won, and then he lost the other 2. Gypsy played fantastically. Scan was giving him compliments after, and I would definitely agree. Gypsy put out some awesome macro games and was able to take that. Now we have Scan playing as Zerg. Of course, Scan is a professional Terran player, a really strong one. I cast him on, good friend of mine. And his Zerg versus Terran is very, very strong. He's good at Mutalisk Micro. He's not like the best at Mutalisk Micro, obviously, but he's very good at Mutalisk Micro, and he knows strategically how to play it. He will probably make a lot of ultras this game. Gypsy, this guy is, I would say, generally a top 2 foreign Terran, top 2 Terran outside of Korea. I don't know what terminology we should really use for that, but basically for the people who are not Koreans in Korea, I would put him right up near the top. I think mechanically he's the strongest player, and just a very, very good Terran. So yeah, I think this is going to be a close, highly contested Terran versus Zerg. The first map going to be Polypoid. We're going to play all 3 maps. Map number 2 is Ascension. Great 3-player map. I think it's a little bit hard for Terran personally, but Gypsy actually wanted to play on that map. I think he's kind of used to it. It's been around for a while. And third map will be Eclipse. And again, even if it's 3-0, we'll be playing all 3. Okay, so stylistically, Scan does a lot of the newer builds in TVZ. Like, there's a decent chance he'll go Crazy Zerg. He likes 2.5 hatch openers. He also does... He likes to mix in Guardian all-ins. That's definitely something that when I play against him, he likes to utilize from time to time. And he's very sharp with those builds, so we'll see what he ends up going for. Gypsy generally plays SK Terran. He's very strong with it. His macro and multitasking is really top tier. He uses a pretty good amount of drop ships from the games that I've seen him, which is actually a pretty good amount. I've watched quite a few Gypsy games. And he does like... Oh my god, he got the drone. Crazy kill right there. Scan being a little bit too greedy, but... Anyways, Gypsy likes dropships quite a bit, so we definitely could see that utilized, and we'll see if Scan is good defensively against that. Okay, so the first thing to look at for Scan here is the timing of his layer. Okay, that is a regular timed layer. That was like a 302 layer, and he's actually going to be getting speed pretty quickly here, too, I think. Let's see. Yeah, he just spent 100 gas, so speed started there. Maybe about 6-7 seconds quicker than it oftentimes does. But that's okay. I don't think that's going to be very impactful. Gypsy over here. He's getting quick eBay. Okay, so this is kind of interesting from Gypsy, right? He's playing against 2 hatch, and he's going quick eBay. Now, this is kind of popular with top Korean Terrans right now, but it's normally done with a wall-in. It's a little bit tricky to do this without a wall-in against 2 hatch because you'll have to buy a bunker. Because you're just like, your second racks is very, very slow. And because you have to buy the bunker, it just kind of, you know, you have to like make a few extra Marines. If you have a wall, like 3 Marines can hold off 100 Lings. But in this situation, you have to kind of produce more regularly out of the barracks early on, plus get that bunker up. And yeah, it makes me a bit nervous about exactly what his early mid game will look like, because it's going to cut into, if you have to make the bunker, you have to make extra Marines. That means your additional barracks are a little bit later. Maybe you missed an SCV or 2, things like that, which can reverberate throughout the game. Now, this SCV scout is really, really good. He sees speed is done. There's not that many Lings out yet. It's like 8 speedlings. He has a bunker. He put 2 SCVs on his ramp. And as you can see, right? So already made the bunker because there's speedlings out. And he's losing mining time with 2 SCVs. So these are things that are happening because he chose to do an eBay build on a map without a wall. Okay, this is a beautifully placed bunker. It just kind of like stops Lings from running in. It covers up some surface area and whatnot. He'll have to add his racks pretty quickly here. I think probably he'll go up to 4 barracks this game. Scan with his 3rd base here. This doesn't tell us too much about his strategy. I mean, this could be a very heavy Mutalisk play. It could end up being a crazy Zerg. It could just... The one thing that this tells us is that it's not likely to end up with Lurker Defiler, if that makes sense. If you go Lurker Defiler, you generally want a single ramp. So you'd probably think about expanding to another base. But the one caveat of that would be because... and I don't think... He didn't see this. But this build, if he went for this hatchery in another base, a quick +1 4-racks might actually be able to kill that, because he's going to have a lot of Marines and Medics out on the map during your Lurker transition. So having this closer by, which is further for Gypsy to walk, it could be a little bit better because of that. But again, Scan didn't really scout that, so I don't think that's why that's there. It's more likely that he'll go heavy Muta for a little bit. Like, you want a closer base a lot of the times if you go heavy Muta. Okay, the first Mutas are coming out. Let's take a look at the turrets. This is not great turret placement. Yeah, actually, if he makes one here and then one here, that's good. Scan taught me about... This one is so close to the wall, basically, that it can be picked off very easily. This is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good place as well. I like one there. Let's see. Great turret here. Good turret. And, yeah, he's going to just be pumping out now. The next thing we have to look for, and he has... You can see this is range probably on the way. He should already have stim. +1 is over halfway done, I'm sure. Scan just rallying up his mutas, getting that third gas really, really quickly. We don't see an evolution chamber, so it doesn't seem like we're going to be seeing crazy Zerg here. It's still a possibility, but yeah, we'll see. Ooh, nice pickoff already. So one of the first 7 mutas fall. More are on the way. Not that many turrets in the main. Stuck us CV, unfortunately. Now let's see how this Mutalisk micro goes. It's such an important aspect here. Like when a player is going for this really heavy Bioforce, it delays their factory. So they kind of need this to pay off. Like, look, there's no factory yet. It's normal to get the factory before 7 minutes, unless you do really heavy biopressure. And then the biopressure is supposed to slow their tech down, force more things like mutas out of them. And that's kind of how you gain equity. I don't know. It's how you equalize the game, is by forcing them to make more mutas, and so they can't tech as quickly because your tech is slower. You have to keep an eye on that. Okay, he has started his factory now. Again, it's a little bit slow, but that's okay. Hive very quickly. So I think this is going to be the Guardian build that I was talking about. Scan is very good at this. I would say, like, there's 2 ways that Gypsy is going to be able to take this game. One is by really battering the mutas and keeping pressure on with this forward group. You can notice, by the way, he's sending his units down here because he hasn't been able to scan where the expansion is. This is one of the hardest things about TVZ. You don't actually know where they expand. He did sneak a Marine over here. This is fantastic. A great scout and harassment. So Scan let that one through, and he's going to be regretting that. Loses a drone. Now Gypsy knows where he's at. But yeah, anyways, like I was saying, either you batter the mutas back or you go into Valkyries. If he can get into 2 Starport Valkyrie, that's the real way to, like, just smash the Guardian build. If you get up to, like, 4 Valkyries, the mutas don't stand too much chance. But you can see that Scan actually went +1 armor instead of attack. So that's going to make his units much stronger against Valkyries. A lot of players that do the aggressive Mutalisk play prefer to go attack upgrades. And the Valkyries really murder it there. But here it helps him quite a bit. But let's see. Is there an armory? No armory. So it looks like he should be throwing down a science facility. There it is. He might throw down an armory as well, but it will be late. Nope, it's a depot. Okay. So he's going directly up into vessels. Now, your vessels are actually going to be too slow to deal with the Guardians, so he may have to switch into Wraith from here, which could be problematic. It's very hard. Once upon a time, you utilized Wraiths against the Guardian builds, but not anymore. It's really all about Valkyries at this point. All right, this full group of mutas kind of dogging that army a little bit. I'm a bit nervous for Scan. This is a lot of Marines and Mechs, but look, he's picking off. Oh my God, he's actually using 2 groups right now. Look at this. We have 11 and 10, 21 mutas being microed by Scan there for a moment. This is a very trendy thing. We've seen Queen is doing this a lot, 2 groups of mutas at once. And I've seen Sulky doing it some. Scan is trying it out right now. Look at the amount of mutas he has, man. It's just totally insane. But that is a lot of bio there. He's got 1/1 upgrades on it, and Scan loses quite a bit. Oh, man. He's coming in once again. He has to eliminate this. I do not think this looks good for Scan right now. It looks like he will just barely eliminate this army, but more is on the way. Like I said, you have to bludgeon those mutas with these Marines and medics. Now, the Hydras are out. They have a... Like, I think that's speed, right? Either way, Gypsy should know now what's going on. Oh, God. Look at where he's morphing these Guardians. That is dangerous. Well, I guess it's not that many Marines and medics right now. That's only 3 mutas. He's chasing 3 mutas. That's going to buy him some time for those Guardians. Let's take a look. 2 vessels seem to be on the way. 2 are already out. So he'll have at least 2 irradiates, followed by 2 more when the Guardians get there. Not sure. Well, I guess since it's Hydra Guardian, this should be more Guardians. There's not really a reason to make Devourers here, I think. Yeah, this is going to be hard to deal with. Gypsy does have a healthy amount of bio. And if you have enough bio, you can kind of fight against this because the Hydras aren't that strong, but they do tank a decent amount. All right, Gypsy might be a little bit worried, but he's taking the high ground. This is really smart. Okay, irradiates 2. These should be pulled out. Pull out, pull out. There you go. It takes a decent amount of damage on these Guardians. So, I mean, those were good irradiates. None left there, though, and you can see this is kind of the problem with going vessels to try to counter this. He doesn't have anything else to deal with those Guardians, and I mean, they deal a lot of damage. Here we go. Comes forward. Still, we have about 30 seconds before any more irradiates. Did make a single Devourer in here as well, and it seems like Gypsy may have just enough with these beautiful 1/1 upgrades to break through this army. I think Scan made a mistake doing a frontal attack. He may have done better if he was up here, kind of harassing the Expand. It looks like he's just going to break that, but this is not that many Guardians. Like, if 2 Wraiths are about to pop out, he can lose the rest of these. I would like to see Scan, for his sake, move back. I think Gypsy here still has a decent chance to hold on. And don't forget, this is an all-in from Scan. Yeah, he's on 3 base and Gypsy's on 2. That does not mean it's not an all-in. This is an all-in from Scan. If he ends up losing all of his Guardians, that's basically game. You're not going to come back from that. Like, he could even kill this base, and if he loses his whole army, he's still dead. Okay, comes in. Ooh, I don't know about this. I don't know. Trying to push forward here. Like, the Guardians are doing pretty well, but he's going to have more irradiates in a second. Yeah, I think Gypsy just has enough. He should be able to break through this. GG. All right. Gypsy takes game number 1. Yeah, that was well done.